DJC Game Studios. What's up, everyone? I'm the devastating Just Cause, and this is DJC Game Studios. Well, welcome to the show, and we are going to talk about some metal mayhem, if you will. A new album by Dethklok, Dethalbum 4. Now, we've been waiting for this one for a very long time. In the meantime, they had released Galacticon and Galacticon 2 Become the Storm. Both great records in their own right, but this is an actual Metalocalypse Dethklok named record, and it follows in suit of Dethalbum 1, 2, and 3. This is Dethalbum 4. Cover looks fantastic. I love the whole statue thing with everything like pouring out of the mouths with the background, and if you haven't seen the movie yet, Army of the Doomstar, you'll understand the whole concept of the album cover with the fungus kind of growing and terraforming around that statue. So, let's get into the tracks, and let me tell you some of my favorites. Now, the first track is Gardener of Vengeance. This starts off with a lawnmower starting, so you can already see where this is going. Going back to the roots, that first Death album, the comedy, the crude humor, the dark humor. But it's basically a massacre with a lawnmower and weed whacker. You can't get any more metal than that. Then you got the next track, which is Aortic Desecration. Now, when I first heard this was the first single off the Dethalbum 4, and when I first heard this, I was like, this is amazing. But it also has that humor, but you could tell it was a heartbreak song. And I was like, oh man, is Brendan like heartbroken? And I was like, no, he's happily married. So this is literally a Nathan heartbreak song. And, but done so well, and it rocks, and it's heavy. Moving on, the next track, Poisoned by Food. So when you see that track name, you already right there know that it's going to be hilarious. Really heavy metal riffs, just amazing guitar playing. As always, the speed metal sound of just a great Dethklok song. That's all I really have to say on that one. Then you have Mutilation on a Saturday Night. Another one where you're just getting into that mix of the crude comedy mixed with the seriousness of how great this band is, and they know it, you know? I really enjoyed that. Now, these next songs beyond this, I look at as more serious songs, more story-driven songs for the movie. But this starts with the track number 5, and that is Bloodbath. Oh my god, this track rocks. It has that orchestrated, orchestral sound in the back, like with the metal guitars and just those tones that are just pure Dethklok tones, you know. I absolutely love that. That was like my favorite track besides Aortic Desecration when I finally heard the whole album. And then you move on to I Am the Beast. Now this one really is probably the most violent, like heavy song on this album almost. If depending on how you look at heavy songs in metal, but I Am the Beast is just pure animalistic rage and insaneness And it's a great track. It's really a great track. Now you get into track number 7, which is Horse of Fire. And what is the first thing you think of when you think of Horse of Fire? You think of Thunder Horse, Ride. So, right there, it's almost like a callback to like, oh, hey, this is like a Thunder Horse style song, you know? And just the drums in this and just how it's delivered vocally, this is sure to be a fan favorite right here, Horse of Fire. Then we get into one which when I first heard it, I was like, oh, and I heard obviously the record before the movie. And this one is called Dead Face. And it's all in caps, and you're wondering why is that? Because it was like, you gotta watch Army of the Doomstar. This song starts like very slow, almost melodic, like it's gonna be like a ballad, and then kicks your face in with just shredding guitar and great vocals, but it has such a profound sound to it, and like I said, it brings that orchestral Dethklok sound back into that metal song. I love Dead Face. It may be my number 1, but I'm still getting accustomed to this record. And then you have Satellite Bleeding. Now, if you've seen Army of the Doomstar, and I recommend you do, this movie, a lot of these songs are placed throughout this movie. In this last half of this album, Satellite Bleeding, just listen to it, read the lyrics, watch the movie. I can't say much more about that. And then you have SOS, all caps. Why is that all caps? Not gonna spoil this, but I kinda am. It stands for Song of Salvation. This is the song that they write. They have to save the earth. And the Song of Salvation, SOS, track number 10, delivers insanely. It is heavy, it's melodic, it is tough, it is shredding, it's got the kicks. I can't say much more. And then to finish off this beautiful metal album, another throwback, Mermaider 3. Going back to the water god, the whale, the sea, you go into the water. Mermaider 3 delivers and finishes off this album beautifully. So you start with Gardener of Vengeance, getting that old school crude comedy. Halfway through you start getting tougher, melodic. You feel the feels, all the way to finishing off with Mermaider 3. And as a whole, this album just gels together. It is probably one of the best records they put out, and I keep saying they keep growing and their style even grows, but in a good way. Like they're still kicking down the door when you pop your headphones on, or you're jamming it on the stereo, or driving down the road. This is such a great sounding record. Props to Brendan Small, Gene Hoglan, and everyone else involved in this. This is an absolute great record. I cannot wait to see some of these songs performed. I hope Horse of Fire, Dead Face, Song of Salvation, Bloodbath. I really hope I at least get to see those when I see them playing with Babyclock in September here in Michigan. Anyways, that's all I have. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hey, check this out. Chaotic desecration!
Not bad.